Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've done a review for you, yay! What I'm reviewing today is this baby here. This is the Chanel Perfection Lumiere Velvet Foundation and it is my new foundation of life. Literally, this is what I've been using every single day. It is the only foundation that's ever knocked Revlon Color Stay off my shelf, and not only has it knocked it off my shelf, it's like smashed it against the wall and I'm never going to use it again. So that's how good this is. I'm actually a makeup artist for Chanel. I swear I'm not being biased because I have never used on myself a Chanel foundation before because simply they just don't work for my skin because I've got very red skin, I'm quite pale, I'm very oily, I've got dehydrated skin, so there's a few issues to work around when I'm trying to find the right foundation for my skin. So this foundation, a few background things you need to know about it. It is for combination to oily skin. If you have dry skin, you're going to absolutely hate this foundation because it's not for you. If you have dry skin and you're looking for a good foundation, I'd say go for the original Violet Lumiere foundation from Chanel because it is a treatment foundation. It's really, really good for dry skin. But anyway, that's not what I'm talking about today, so back onto this. It is good for oily skin, it's good for combination skin. It has a matte finish, but it's not a flat matte finish. It's more like a radiant, iridescent matte finish. So it's not going to make you look flat, it's not going to make you look cakey or chalky. It dries dry. So a lot of foundations, when you put them on, they're going to feel wet until you powder them. This one, I swear to you, doesn't even need to be powdered. And if I'm saying that, then that is truly something remarkable because I powder everything. It has an SPF of 15, so don't worry about wearing sun cream unless you're, in like a crazy hot country like Australia. But the 15 should do you for a while anyway. It's a very smoothing foundation. It really does smooth out any acne spots, fine lines, pores, bumps on the skin, texture on the skin. It smooths everything out really, really beautifully. It comes in a range of colors from, oh god, I should have noted this down before I left work. I think it is from 10 up until 50 or 60. 60 being the darkest, 10 being the lightest color. It has two shades that are a pink undertone and the rest are yellow undertoned. I actually have a pink undertone to my skin. I tried the 12, which is a pink undertone, and it's still the lightest color. It was way too pink for my skin, so I've gone for the yellow undertone, which matches me perfectly. So maybe I have a yellow undertone to my skin, who knows. The color I use is the 10, which is the lightest color. Now, the way to apply this, what you need to do first of all, no matter how oily your skin is you need to moisturize your skin before applying this foundation. This foundation will stick to any dry patches on your skin because it is more of a dry fluid texture. So you need to apply a light moisturizer to your skin. Don't be applying anything too oily or too thick in texture because your foundation just won't adhere to your skin. So make sure you use a light day moisturizer and apply it all over the face. Give yourself about 5 minutes to wait for your moisturizer to actually sink into your skin before you try and apply any foundation, because if you're applying foundation directly on top of moisturizer, obviously it's not going to sit right. Now, I have tried applying this foundation a few different ways. I've tried it with fingers, I've tried it with a brush, and finally I've tried it with a sponge. I never usually use a sponge for foundation because I usually use a brush, but trust me when I say this foundation applies best with a sponge. I use one of these guys here. Sorry, he's dirty because I just used him to apply my foundation. But you can get these guys anywhere. If you're in Australia, you can get them from Woolies, from Coles, from Priceline, everywhere. And I'm pretty sure that's the same in any country. You can get those little sponges really easily. And they are reusable. So if you wash your sponge in shampoo or dishwashing liquid, they're going to stain, so they're not going to look, brand new or clean, but they will be hygienic and you can use them again. So the way you need to apply it is you need to press the sponge into your skin like this. Don't wipe it into your skin, and definitely do not apply this foundation to your skin and then rub it into your skin because, again, like with the moisturizer, you will cause hyperexfoliation and you'll get little dry flakes of skin and the foundation will just cling to them, and you don't really want to look like that. So in my demo, you'll see the way that I apply this foundation, and that's the way I found to get the smoothest and best coverage from this foundation. This foundation is the only truly buildable foundation I found that doesn't look like you've tried to build it up. So what you do with this foundation, apply a fine layer all over the face, wait maybe 1 to 2 minutes for that to kind of set on the skin and dry, and then any blemishes you have or any extra red patches you have in your skin, simply apply a little bit more of the foundation and then press it in on top of that. And you can do up to 3 to 4 layers and it's never going to look like you've applied layer on top of layer because the consistency is so fine. It gives complete coverage. I've been using this foundation on my clients that have acne on their skin, that have real blotchiness to their skin, that have, what's that other thing called? rosacea. I had one lady that had lupus, and so she had like a red mask across her T-zone, and she'd been using all sorts of things. She was using, I think, Dermablend, Revlon Color Stay, MAC Studio Fix Concealer, whatever it's called. She had layers upon layers trying to cover this rash up, and when she came into me, to be honest, it really wasn't working because I could still see the rash. I said to her, let me just try this foundation on for you, because she did have oily skin as well, and she was amazed because it literally covered everything. You just need to build it up and you need to apply it properly the way I'm going to show you. So that's all there is to say about it. I think probably when I finish this video, I'll remember other things I should have said about it. Oh! Shake it before you apply it, because the consistency is so fine. So shake your foundation before you apply it, just so you mix all the contents together. Okay, so enough blabbering from me. I will get into the demo. I just got a little bit of a really lightweight day moisturizer, and I'm just going to put that all over my face to start off with. So it comes like this. You take your lid off, and then I'm going to apply a small amount to the back of my hand, like that. Then what I do is I dot it over my face, but I'm going to work in small patches because, like I said, this does dry. So I'm going to apply it to my cheek first, and then I'm going to buff it into my skin. So that's enough for now. And the way I apply this foundation is with a sponge. And you'll notice I'm just pressing it into my skin. I'm not rubbing it into my skin, and that's very important with this foundation. So you can see the difference now between the two sides of my face. This one is still blotchy and red. This one has a really good coverage. This is just a fine layer of that foundation, and being completely honest with you, it doesn't feel like I've got any foundation on. I'm so used to using Revlon Color Stay, MAC Studio Fix, those really heavy foundations to get the coverage that I need. But this one gives me that coverage, and it's such a lightweight feel. It's absolutely amazing. It feels like I've just got the moisturizer on. It doesn't feel like I've got foundation on. So that is my foundation on. I would say that this is a medium to full coverage foundation, depending on how much you build it up. So like I said, this foundation is never going to look like you've built it up if you apply it properly. So if you want that full coverage, you can definitely get this. So if you want that full coverage, you can definitely get it from this foundation. Now, I know I said in my past videos that every single foundation must be set with powder, and that is still very true, but this one is the only one I found that it is not essential to set it with a powder. Because it dries dry on the skin, it's not completely necessary that you set it with powder, and if you prefer that iridescent matte finish, then don't set it with a powder, but I would recommend dusting a little bit of powder just on the T-zone to prevent any oil during the day and just to set that area in place. So me personally, I am an oil phobe. I have such oily skin that I hate anything that is iridescent or shiny or radiant. So I have such oily skin that if anything looks remotely shiny on my face, I must make it matte. So I do apply powder, but again, I'm just going to concentrate the powder to my T-zone, and I'm just going to leave the outer corners of my face with just the foundation. Keeping with the Chanel theme, I'm going to use this powder here. This one is the Vita Lumiere Compact Douceur. The reason I'm going to use this powder is because it is a very, very lightweight powder. It's a HD powder. The particles are extra fine, they're triple milled, so you can't see it on the skin, and it blurs any fine lines or pores. So it doesn't sit in the way that, cheaper powders or thicker powders do. It also has some extra coverage, so if you're a girl or guy that likes a full coverage, choose a powder that has coverage in it as well, because it's going to give you that bit of extra coverage on top of your foundation. And again, I'm just patting that into my skin. So that is the finished demo of this foundation. I hope that you did find that helpful, and I hope that I have explained this foundation to you so that you understand it. I have seen a lot of reviews of this foundation on YouTube, and the way they've been applying it or the skin they're using it on is just completely wrong. So remember, this is only good if you have oily skin or combination skin that tends to be more oily than dry. Make sure you moisturize before applying it. Make sure you stipple it into the skin and don't rub it into the skin. And yeah, that's really about all. So let me know in the comments down below if you've tried this foundation, what kind of skin you have, what foundations you use at the moment, and I'll get back to each and every one of you, or I'll try to. Oh, I should mention how much this foundation costs. In Australia, it is $77. Elsewhere in the world, I'm not sure, but it is $77 well spent. A little of this foundation goes a long way. So leave me as well in the comments down below any suggestions you have for future videos from me. Also, if there's any products that you want me to purchase and review and demo for you, or you can just leave me a comment to say hello because I like to chat to you. I do have Instagram as well if you'd like to chat to me on there. My Instagram name is @StephanieLangeMakeup, and I will have all my contact details in the description box down below for you. I do have Tumblr and Twitter. And I think that's about it. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you for watching my videos, for commenting, and for chatting to me. And yeah, if you're wondering about this makeup that I'm wearing now, this is my everyday makeup look, and I have done a tutorial on that, so I'll have the link down below in the description box for you as well. And I think that's all I have to say. So thank you again so much for watching. I love you all, and I hope you have a brilliant day.